Hey people, it's nice talking. This is a story I found which was very interesting. This is from BBC News and it's called Cern plans even larger Hadron Collider for physics search. Cern has published its ideas for a £20 billion successor to the Large Hadron Collider given the working name of Future Circular Collider, FCC. How imaginative. The Geneva-based Particle Physics Research Center is proposing an accelerator that is almost 4 times longer and 10 times more powerful. The aim is to have the FCC hunting for new subatomic particles by 2050. Great, so most of us won't even be alive by then. Critics say that the money could be better spent on other research areas such as combating climate change, but CERN's Director General Professor Fabiola Giannati described the proposal as a remarkable accomplishment. It shows the tremendous potential of the FCC to improve our knowledge of fundamental physics and to advance many technologies with a broader impact on society. CERN's plans have submitted in a conceptual design report. These will be considered by an international campaign of particle physicists, along with other submissions as they draw up a new European strategy for particle physics for publication in 2020. Professor John Butterworth of University College London is among those drawing up the strategy. He told BBC News that although he was keeping an open mind, he was particularly attracted to CERN's proposal. It entails gradually building up to a 100-kilometer ring that is almost 10 times more powerful than the LHC. The program is very ambitious, very exciting, will be my plan A. The proposal involves digging a new tunnel under CERN and then installing a ring that would initially collide electrons with their positively charged counterparts, positrons. Basically, that involves smashing atoms together at extremely high speeds. Stage 2 would involve colliding protons with electrons. Stage 1 and 2 would lay the ground for the final step of colliding protons together nearly 10 times harder than they have been by the LHC. New discoveries. Physicists hope that such collisions at these unprecedented high energies will reveal a new realm of particles that really make the universe tick rather than the subatomic pretenders we know of, which play only a part in mediating the forces of nature. The current theory of subatomic physics, called the Standard Model, has been one of the great triumphs of the 20th century. It neatly explains the behavior of matter and force through the interaction of a family of 17 particles. The last of these, the Higgs boson, was discovered by the Large Hadron Collider in 2012. But observations by astronomers indicated that there was more to the universe than could be explained by the Standard Model. And I just want to go back to that 2012 thing. Isn't that, some people say that is when Donald Trump really began planning to make his way to the White House. I think that was when he started with that whole Obama birth certificate thing to gain credibility with the right wing. And this is one theory that I've heard, which is that Large Hadron Collider, when it's turned on, switched us into another reality. And this one has Trump being in charge. I didn't think it made sense at first, but after seeing just how crazy everything's going, it does. Anyway, let's keep going. But observations by astronomers indicated there was more to the universe than could be explained by the Standard Model. Galaxies were rotating faster than they should be, and the expansion of the universe is accelerating rather than slowing down. On top of that, the Standard Model cannot explain gravity. So there must be a deeper process going on involving yet to be discovered particles. Uncovering them would provide physicists with a much sought after theory of everything. One will tie together all the forces of nature and unify the twin pillars on which modern physics rest: general relativity and quantum mechanics. When physicists first proposed the construction of the LHC, they knew that if the Standard Model was correct, it would be capable of discovering the Higgs. They had hoped that it might also discover particles beyond the Standard Models. So far, it has failed to do so. The difficulty with CERN's proposal for a Large Hadron Collider is that no one knows the energies will be needed to crash large hadrons together to discover the enigmatic superparticles that hold the keys to the new realm of particles. CERN hopes that its step-by-step proposal, first using electron, positron, and then electron-large hadron collisions, will enable physicists to look for the ripples created by the superparticles, and so enable them to determine the energies that will be needed to find the superparticles. Perhaps because of the media hype, national governments and taxpayers had expected the LHC to have already found particles beyond the Standard Model, so a new request for a larger accelerator risks creating the impression that the physics community desire for ever larger, more expensive accelerators to solve the mysteries of the universe is potentially as limitless as the universe itself. If you've ever read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, there's a really funny portion of that book where basically they just create a computer that asks what is the meaning of life, and it comes up with 42, and then they create the Earth as a gigantic organic computer which just explains what 42 means, and it never ends. Let's keep going. Costs and benefit. The UK's former Chief Scientific Advisor Professor Sir David King has advised the UK government and the European Commission on large funding requests. He told BBC News that he believed the escalating costs of conducting basic research in particle physics means that it is now time to carry out a cost-benefit analysis, especially when it was unclear whether the £20 billion machine would discover any new particles. We have to draw a line somewhere, otherwise we'd end up with a collider that is so large that it goes around the equator. And if it doesn't end there, perhaps there will be requests for one that goes to the moon and back. There's always going to be more deep physics to be conducted with larger and larger colliders. My question is, to what extent will the knowledge that we already have be extended to benefit humanity? Professor King believes that governments should consider if the money could be better spent on research into other more pressing priorities. We are rattling towards a high temperature planet, where the current global temperature global economy will cease to operate. More than 150 million people will be displaced, so if we had a pot of 20 billion, we were discussing what to do with it. We will be faced with people in the medical science community coming up to us with ideas to improve human health and well-being. I'm going to say a new high priority for human beings is now dealing with climate change. What is bosonics? However, CERN's Director for Accelerators and Technology, Dr. Frederick Baudry, said that he did not think that £20 billion was expensive for a cutting-edge project, the cost of which was to be spread among several international partners over 20 years. He added that spending on CERN had led to many technological benefits, such as the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web? I thought that existed like 30 years ago. Whatever. And the real benefits were yet to be realized. When I am asked about the benefits of Higgs boson, I say bosonics. And when they ask me what is bosonics, I say I don't know. But if you imagine the discovery of the electron by J.J. Thomson in 1897, he didn't know what electronics was. But you can't imagine a world now without electronics. Okay. Well, I hope that you actually understood that. I'm going to leave the article in the description so you can read it. So please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I'll leave my PayPal I'll leave the GoFundMe in the description, so if you want to donate to that. And I don't like this whole idea of this Large Hadron Collider. As I said, I think that they may have switched us into another reality, possibly. And this one that now goes 10 times faster, I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe start a reaction that ends life on Earth or reality as we know it. I don't think they should do it. Like they said, there are better things they could do with that £20 billion. Anyway, comment, rate, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the GoFundMe, I'll leave it in the description. And I'll leave my Instagram there if you want to follow that. Peace, family.